Welcome to History Unpacked. If you enjoy the content, then please subscribe or leave us a review. It helps us to create more content and is appreciated by our small team here. We hope you enjoy today's episode. Tea, the world's second most consumed beverage after water, boasts a rich history that spans thousands of years and traverses continents. From its mythical origins in ancient China to its global prominence today, tea has influenced cultures, economies, and societies. Today's episode delves into the historical journey of tea, tracing its evolution from its early beginnings to its establishment as a global staple. The story of tea begins in ancient China, around 2737 BCE, with a legend involving Emperor Shennong, a revered figure in Chinese history. According to the tale, Shennong was boiling water under a chamomile tea when some leaves accidentally fell into the pot. The resulting infusion produced a refreshing aroma and taste, marking the discovery of tea. While, of course, the veracity of this legend is uncertain, archaeological evidence supports the early use of tea in China. Residues of tea have been found in ancient tombs dating back to the Han Dynasty, suggesting that tea was already a valued commodity. During the Tang Dynasty, which is 618 to 907 CE, tea evolved from a medicinal herb to a popular beverage. This period saw the publication of The Classic of Tea, Cha Jing, by Lu Yu, a seminal work that codified tea preparation and appreciation. The Tang era also marked the introduction of tea to Japan, where it became intertwined with Zen Buddhism and gave rise to the elaborate Japanese tea ceremony. Tea's journey beyond China went along the Silk Road, the network of trade routes connecting East and West. By the 9th century, Chinese tea had reached Central Asia and the Middle East, where it was prized for its invigorating qualities. In these regions, tea often mingled with local customs, creating unique traditions. For instance, the addition of spices to tea, a hallmark of Middle Eastern chai, reflects this cultural blending. The Mongols and their empire played a pivotal role in spreading tea culture. As the Mongols established dominion over vast territories, they facilitated the exchange of goods, which included tea, across their empire. Tea's popularity grew as it adapted to the tastes and the practices of diverse communities. Tea arrived in Europe in the early 17th century, carried by Dutch and Portuguese traders. Initially, it was an expensive luxury item, enjoyed primarily by the aristocracy. The English East India Company began importing tea in significant quantities during the mid-1600s, cementing tea's place in British society. Catherine of Braganza, a Portuguese princess who married King Charles II of England, is credited with popularizing tea in England's royal court. By the 18th century, tea had become a household staple in Britain, and its demand spurred economic and political transformations. To meet the growing appetite for tea, the British established tea plantations in India, particularly in Assam and Darjeeling, and later in Ceylon, which is modern-day Sri Lanka. This expansion altered global trade dynamics and had a profound implication for colonial economies. Tea also played a significant role in American history, symbolizing resistance and revolution. The 1773 Boston Tea Party, a protest against British taxation policies, saw American colonists dump chests of British tea into Boston Harbor. This act of defiance contributed to the American Revolutionary War and underscored tea's cultural and political significance. India's transformation into a major tea producer began in the 19th century, driven by British interests. Although tea plants were native to Assam, it was the British who commercialized tea cultivation in India. They introduced new methods of production and established vast tea estates. Indian tea quickly gained popularity worldwide, rivaling Chinese tea in quality and availability. The British also promoted tea consumption within India, creating a domestic market. Tea vendors or chaiwalas became ubiquitous in Indian towns and cities, serving spiced tea or masala chai to locals and travelers alike. Today, India is one of the world's largest tea producers and consumers, with tea deeply ingrained in its culture. As tea spread across the globe, different regions developed their own distinct traditions and preferences. In Russia, tea was introduced via caravans traveling along the Siberian route. Samovars, ornate metal containers for boiling water, became synonymous with Russian tea culture. In the Middle East, tea is often sweetened and infused with mint, while in Morocco, the ceremonial preparation of mint tea is a symbol of hospitality. In Britain, the ritual of afternoon tea, popularized by Anna, the Duchess of Bedford, became an enduring social tradition. Meanwhile, in the United States, iced tea and sweet tea emerged as quintessentially American adaptations. In East Asia, countries like Japan and Korea developed unique tea ceremonies that emphasize mindfulness and aesthetics. Today, tea is grown in over 60 countries, with China, India, Kenya, and Sri Lanka leading the production. The global tea industry continues to thrive, driven by both traditional tea drinkers and the growing popularity of specialty teas, such as green, white, and oolong varieties. However, the tea industry faces challenges, including climate change, which threatens tea cultivation in many regions. Shifting weather patterns and rising temperatures affect both the quality and quantity of tea production. Additionally, labor conditions on tea plantations have come under scrutiny, prompting calls for fair trade practices and improved worker rights. Tea's cultural significance cannot be overstated. It has inspired art, literature, and rituals across civilizations. From Chinese tea poems to Japanese tea gardens, tea's influence permeates cultural expression. Moreover, tea is celebrated for its health benefits, as it contains antioxidants and compounds associated with improved heart health, digestion, and mental clarity. In recent decades, the rise of herbal teas and tisanes has expanded the definition of tea to include infusions made from a variety of plants such as chamomile. This diversification reflects contemporary tastes and the growing interest in wellness-focused beverages. The history of tea is testament to its enduring appeal and adaptability. From its legendary discovery in ancient China to its status as a global beverage, tea has transcended geographical and cultural boundaries. It has played pivotal roles in trade, politics, and social customs, shaping the course of history in profound ways. As tea continues to evolve, it remains a symbol of connection and comfort, uniting people across the world, one cup at a time.